What's at stake? You won't tell me what's at stake. Vagaries and secrecy. A robot's a robot, Zimmer, no matter how shiny the paint job. Now, please.
Ignorance and facetiousness. That's all you people are good for. Shiny paint job indeed. You can't even imagine the Commonwealth's accomplishments.
You know, if you're so smart, maybe you could help us, But no, that never even crossed your mind. Go peddle your selfishness somewhere else.
Fine, but I'm not leaving. Not until I've spoken to Dr. Lee. I'll be here when she's ready to abandon her chemistry set and talk real science.
Suit yourself.
You there. What are you, some kind of lab assistant? No, you look a bit more weathered. Are you by any chance for hire? To the point. I like that. Well, as it turns out, I've misplaced some very sensitive property. How do I put this in a way you'll understand? All you know of robots are those buckets of bolts, those Mr. Handshakers and whatnot. Well, that's not all a robot can be. You see, in the Commonwealth, we've made artificial persons, synthetic humanoids, programmed to think and feel and do whatever we need. And occasionally, they get confused and wander off. Nonsense! This is a machine we're talking about. Can you enslave a generator or a water purifier? But let's get back to your mission. You are to find this missing android. I've tracked him to somewhere here in the capital wasteland. He must have done something drastic, like facial surgery and a mind wipe, or else I would have found him by now. It will be no easy task. He may not even realize he's an android. Don't upset him by talking with him. Just come get me immediately. I'll handle it. How quaint. Of course you'll be rewarded. I have at my disposal advanced technology from the Commonwealth. I'd be willing to share some of it with you. Just think, you'll be the envy of all your friends. Excellent! Locate my android, and you won't be disappointed. Here, listen to this message he sent me. He's mocking me. I swear, I'll make him pay for that. Like I said, I suspect he's had facial reconstruction. Search the offices of doctors or techies for android information. If he's come into contact with... Start with Dr. Preston. He lives on this leaky boat. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm busy. Looks to me like a giant boat ran aground. The Commonwealth itself is... But the Institute's affairs are none of your concern. Your undeveloped mind couldn't even begin to comprehend what we've accomplished. Of course you do. Be careful with that.
Hey. Yeah? She's certainly head and shoulders above most everyone else around here. Though... Look, some of us are trying to get work done here. Anybody coming through here would have to talk to Dr. Lee. Why don't you go bother her about it? He's from up north. He was bragging about how great it is up there. Yeah, great. They can't even keep tabs on their robots. Yeah.
What do you want?
I'm Janice Kaplinsky, Chief Botanist. What do you need? I did see a man talking to Dr. Lee, but she's already in a bad mood. I'd hate to make it worse. You should probably just talk. Other than him being an egotistical, arrogant, condescending pain in the ass, nothing. He's from the Commonwealth. He's come looking for some special robot. I must admit I'm rather curious, but I have other work to do. If it hasn't got to do with the science quarters, I'm probably not the one to ask. So long.
Look, this is a restricted area. I'm tired of telling you people. It's you. My heavens, you look so much like him. You're James's son, aren't you? What are you doing here? You were too young to remember, and I suppose James never spoke with me. Typical. I'm Dr. Madison Lee. I worked with your parents many years ago. Now I run the science lab here in Rivet City. It was all I had left. When your mother died, your father decided to leave with you. He abandoned our work. We had no choice but to do the same. You mean you haven't? I assumed he sent you here. For that matter, aren't you supposed to be in a vault? James said he left you there. Your father is no longer here, and I'd appreciate it if you didn't use that tone with me. Your father insisted that we return to work on Project Purity. I tried telling him too much time has passed. There's no way it would work. Predictably, he refused to listen to me. He says he can prove it will work and headed off to the old lab. I'm sorry, I don't know what else to tell you. It's in the old Jefferson Memorial Building, northwest of here. Please, don't go after him. It was foolish of him to even think about going there alone. I suppose so. I worked with them for several years until your mother died, and your father decided it was time to leave. What else do you want to know? James? He was very driven, determined to change the world. Well, we all were back then, I suppose. He was focused on two things, really. Making Project Purity work, and your mother. When she died, I think he gave up. I know he wanted to keep you safe, but I think part of what he did was run away. But it seems that he never really was able to get over the idea. I'm frankly shocked that he waited all this time, and wants to try again. Yes, your mother was... well, she was a good woman. A very dedicated scientist. Your father loved her very much. It was a shame that she died. She had been excited to meet you. Complications from childbirth. None of us were expecting it. We weren't as prepared as we could have been. You have to understand, we were struggling with scavenged, derelict equipment. We did everything we could. Yes, well, I'm sorry it wasn't enough. Okay. What? Well, I'm not sure what there is to tell. Your father and I, we worked together for a long time. I think we were really on to something. But then there were complications. The project was abandoned and your father disappeared. I returned here to Rivet City and established the lab you see before you now. Rivet City is one of the few bastions of civilization left in the land. We're working to rebuild our society to... This is the Rivet City Science Lab. It's taken many long years to put together, but we've done well for ourselves. Our work on portable fusion power and hydroponics are coming along quite nicely, if not quite according to schedule. Project Purity, we called it. What do you want to know? It was simple, really. fresh, clean water for everyone. Such a simple idea, and yet so impossible to realize. The plan was to build a facility that could purify all the water in the tidal basin at once. No radiation, no muck, just clear water. It just turned out to be more difficult than we anticipated. We had the basic principles down, we understood most of the science behind it, but the radiation in the area is so pervasive. Small-scale tests were fine, but anytime we tried to test the process on a larger scale, it was just too much. Maybe if we'd had more time, or better equipment. You happened. It wasn't just you. We had more problems than we could handle already, but your birth is what finally pushed it over the edge. Your father decided that you were more important than everything we'd been working for, and he left. He left all of us. Once he was gone, the Brotherhood decided we weren't worth their time anymore. Without their protection, we had to abandon the purifier. That man doesn't have you looking for his pet android, does he? I've already told him to lay off it. He's distracting my entire team. Look, I don't want to be harsh, but I have problems of my own. I don't have the resources to support James's foolish endeavors, or you're chasing after him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I am not in a position. You understand, I haven't. I could tell you all about the science lab, but even though I was here near the start, it all seems like a lifetime ago. Good luck finding your...
This place could use a few more people willing to work. Everything is falling apart. I'm the only one willing to fix it.
What else do you want from me? Henry, do you have those ready for me yet?
Yes, Dr. Lee, I've recalibrated with them. I do the repairs around here, so if you see something that needs fixing, let me know. I'm off to work.
Stop what you're doing. I have something important to discuss with you.
Do they not use the word no in the Commonwealth? It means ain't going to happen. Your missing robot just isn't a priority right now.
He's not just a robot.
Fine. Your android. Whatever you call it. It doesn't change the fact that I'm a very busy woman. Will you please drop it and let me work?
I came to this leaky boat specifically to solicit your help. I'd hoped you Project Purity people would be more accommodating.
Don't touch the vegetables. They're fragile.
One of the new immigrants died of radiation poisoning last week. Yeah. Soon we'll all end up like her.
Oh, it's you. I mean, hi there. He's hopeless. I have to keep him away from the shop, or I'll rob us blind. One of these days, he's going to end up dead. Bye. Don't even think of breaking into that. Stay away from me! I suppose it doesn't matter if I used to be a slave. I saw a slaver on this ship. His name is Sister. I'm afraid he's after me. Really? Can you help me? I've been so worried. Thank you. I don't have anything to give you, but if you ever go up north, there is a secret slave hideout called I really hope you're not thinking of breaking into there.
You make it quick. I'm on a tight schedule. Yeah, he comes by every night around closing time and tries to get Cindy to let him close up. Thank God she's smart. Yeah.
Good to see you. Oh, hey! Kind of. Have you heard the so-called android recording? It sounds like an ordinary man. I guess they sent those tapes to lots of people, especially people like me who are interested in tech. Any luck find? Well, if it's all you could find out, I guess it'll... Really? I mean, really, I'm not sure. Oh well. I've got to do a section on working with old computer electronics. So there's some research to be done in the old Robco production. Also, there used to be a big library out there. Imagine a whole building full of books. I'll need you to gather information there for me. And that'll be it for the last chapter. So, what'll it be? It does, doesn't it? I mostly just deal with it after it's junk. According to him, if it's connected to the mainframe in the Robco factory, now that would be a great example of how to... Well, you'll be getting access to an army of robots. That ought to be reward enough. Yeah. Okay, here. And be sure to keep an eye peeled for any other examples of how to make old technology work for you out there. Sure thing. Try not to...
Serve you, master. Ugh.